Hello and welcome. You are watching or listening to the Our Debt Free Journey podcast, and this is the first episode of 2024. We're Joel and Christy, and you may know us from the YouTube channel, The Long Run with Joel and Christy. Today, we want to share tips for saving money on your housing expenses. We have several tips, and one of them is a tip that we've never really heard anyone else share before, have we?
Yeah, it's a pretty unique experience, we think.
And we hope that all of these tips will be helpful, but we believe that you will benefit from at least one of them. But please remember that you don't have to do everything, especially not all at once. If you want to try some of these out, see if they work, and then try some more later or whatever. You don't have to try them all at once. And you don't have to try everything. Just try the ones that fit your needs and fit your situation, and then leave the rest alone. That's okay too. You can try whatever is best for you. You have to decide which of these tips will be the most helpful and which will not be helpful or sustainable for your family. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we want to talk about is utility costs. Now, we do with our utility, especially our electricity utility, we do budget billing. And what that is that they average out your bill over a certain amount of time, and they just tell you, okay, you're going to pay this for the next 3 or 4 months. And then they'll do it again, and they'll either go up or down based on usage. We've never paid a bill over $200. Even in the heat of the summer, we've never paid an electric bill over $200.
Just as a note, we live in Orlando, Florida, so
Yeah.
Summer gets hot. We don't really experience winter here, but we do have really hot summers, so that's saying a lot that it doesn't go up high in the summertime.
Correct. And then you have some other things like some companies have free nights. You might want to inquire about that. You can wash clothes and dishes in the evening hours. That might help out on your utility bill. You could also look for recipes that use slow cookers. They take less power to operate than a stove does, and especially in the summertime, they don't heat your house up as much as a stove would.
Yeah.
Yes. You can turn the heated dry setting off on your dishwasher and just let the dishes air dry.
We do that. We haven't used the heated setting on our dishwasher in probably 7-8 years.
Yeah,
something
probably
like that. We just get lint-free hand towels and dry them off as we're putting them in the cabinets.
That's right. You also want to make sure you have your home properly insulated. Insulation goes a long way into retaining the heat in the wintertime and the coolness in the summer. So make sure that's done effectively. I know this is probably not very popular, but you might want to consider changing the setting on your central air and heat. Now, there are some people who say they can't live in the summer without their air conditioner set on 68 to 70 degrees. Now, for us, that's going to be a little cold.
It would be cold.
It's going to be a lot of cold.
Yeah, so, I would literally be in long sleeves in the summertime if I was doing that.
That's right. So we have ours. We set ours pretty much year round. 78 during the day and 75 at night, and then we use a fan in the bedroom to keep it a little cooler at night in the bedroom, so that we like to sleep cool, but we don't want to run the air down so far that it
that is cold in the morning when we.
That's right, or that it runs our electricity bill up. So, like we said, you find the comfortableness that's right for you and your family. You might could run it up just a little bit. Hey, how about just sneak it up a degree every day and just see if anybody notices?
Yeah, or if you go sneak it 1 degree for like a couple weeks, and then a few weeks later, if no one has complained, do another degree.
Yeah, a lot of thermostats are now smart thermostats, and you can set them for the day, for each day for where you want to run the temperature, and it'll automatically set it at different times during the day. So you might want to look into one of those as well. Keep lights off during the day. That can help not only keep your house cool, but also save a little bit on your electricity bill as well by keeping those lights off. Also, keeping the blinds closed is also a good way to keep your house cool, especially in the summertime.
That's one of those that we said you have to determine what you're comfortable with in your home, where you set your thermostat. Also, the keeping the lights off and keeping the blinds closed. If you are the kind of person who tends to need some light in your life, just health wise, then keeping the blinds closed all the time may not be a great decision because you're never letting light into your house. So, really, it might mess with your circadian rhythms if you're somebody um, who particularly has a problem with that. I'm one of those. I kind of need some light sometime, or I need the lights on or something because it starts messing with my circadian rhythms. When we lived in Tennessee, I really struggled in the wintertime because of how dreary it would get in the winter. So if you're one of those type of people, it might not be the best tip for you. So again, it's one of those things where you have to decide which, like, if saving money might cause you more problems in the long run, just because it might cause problems with your health, then you're not really going to save anything, you know?
That's right.
So make those decisions based on what would work for your family.
That's right. Number 2 is consider cutting the cable or reducing streaming services. Now we've done that. We actually were we don't have cable. We didn't have cable. We were doing YouTube TV for local stations and other channels we wanted to watch. They have a package like like DirecTV or Dish Network or anything like that. They have packages like that too. You just do it with your streaming over the internet. It worked out well for a while, but the prices just kept going up, and we decided it wasn't worth the price anymore. We can get all of our local stations on an over-the-air antenna that we have in our house, and we get all our local stations like that, and then a lot more stations that we can watch as well. And then we reevaluated which streaming services we want. We cut some out. We kept some, and some of these streaming services also you can cancel and then re up later on if you want to do that. Like if you only watch Netflix for Stranger Things, then you can cut it off, turn it off after Stranger Things. After you binge watch Stranger Things in a day, you can cancel your subscription, and then when they come out with another season in the next 2 years, then you can cut it back on, and you're saving yourself a lot of money there if that's the only thing you watch on there.
That's right.
So just consider what's important to you and what fits your budget and what fits your family, and then you can start reducing some of those cable or streaming services as well. Number 3 is do your own home maintenance. Basic repairs. We've done some of that. We repaired the ice maker and refrigerator. We've repaired or replaced the garbage disposal in our sinks before. We've fixed a lot of things by just looking things up on YouTube and saying, hey, this is how you can fix that. And it's been it saved us a lot of money in doing that. You can do your own lawn maintenance. I know it's the way we used to do it in the old days. We used to have our kids do it, and when I was growing up, it was me. And so,
or me.
And so,
in my house,
do your own lawn maintenance. That'll save you a little money here and there. So do your own home maintenance and see how much money you can save in 2024.
Just make sure you know your limitations.
That's
if
right.
it's anything like electricity or something like that, then maybe you want to still hire out for that.
Yeah.
But if it's something that is not terribly complicated, you look at the YouTube video and say, oh, that's something I can do, then give it a try.
That's right. This one might be a little controversial as well. Number 4, consider selling your home and downsizing, especially if you find a job opportunity in another area of the state or the country. We did that when we moved to Houston from Tennessee. We sold our house and moved into a 2-bedroom apartment. because that's pretty much all we needed. We knew that Houston was going to be a pass-through state for us on our way to Florida, hopefully. And so here we are. But we sold our house, used the proceeds to pay off all of our debt, and lived in a 2-bedroom apartment for a couple of years. Well, like 4 years, before we moved here. And it's been that was one of the best decisions we made in doing that. And so if you don't need all the house that you have, you might want to consider downsizing a little bit. May cut your house payment in half, or or if you're tired of owning, you want to go to renting, then that's okay too. And so, like we said, whatever's best for you and your family, that's what you should do as far as owning, selling, and downsizing your home.
Yep. And you don't have to rush into buying a house. I think we kind of did that when we finally had the opportunity. We were like, oh, we finally, think that we can afford a mortgage payment for a house. We stopped renting immediately and bought a house. And what we didn't take into consideration was all that other stuff that most people never tell you about, like home maintenance and insurance on your home and stuff like that. That was additional amounts that you have to keep up with. It's not as simple as a once a month mortgage. And so if you aren't quite sure that you have enough money built up in an emergency fund to handle home maintenance and insurance and all that type of thing, then renting is a good way to pay a little bit to somebody else that know you're not getting any of the benefit from. They are, but you are hopefully able to save money while you're there. That will be the money that you'll be able to use for a down payment for an emergency fund that's big enough to handle home repairs and any insurance and any other things that might come along with home ownership.
That's
so It's okay to rent at the beginning.
That's right. And now the tip that we never hear anyone talk about, I don't think we've ever heard anyone talk about this.
I've never heard anybody say it.
Is that check your homeowner's insurance at least every year. If you own your home, check your homeowner's insurance. Sometimes it's written into your escrow, your payment every month. And so you might want to look into that and see if you're being overcharged for insurance. When we lived in Tennessee, bought our first home, bought the only home we've ever owned. The mortgage company set us up with insurance through a particular company, and we went with that for probably 3 or 4 years, probably 4 or 5 years. And when we knew we had to downsize, we didn't want to sell our home, so we looked for ways that we could save. And
that was before we were going to downsize. Our first one was we need to figure out a way to afford our mortgage right now.
Correct. And so our homeowners insurance was coming due, and we called them. I called them and talked to them and said, hey, it was about to come due, and we're looking to see if we can get a lower rate. And they just flatly told us, no, we're not going to give you a lower rate. You should have called us a couple months ago before the due date was coming up, and we could have worked with you. I said, okay, great. Thanks for that. And I called up another local home insurance company there in our town. Actually, they're all kind of all over the South, but there was a local agent in our town. Called them up and said, hey, can you look into this for me and see if you can find me something that's a little cheaper? And they came in a lot cheaper. It saved us about $100 to $150 on our mortgage payment every month, because we were paying too much insurance for the house that we had.
Yes.
And so they set us up with their insurance, and we canceled the other one. Too bad, so sad. You didn't want to work with me. Then you pay the consequences. And so we canceled them. When I called them up to cancel them, they said, why are you canceling? And I told them that they didn't want to work with me. He said, well, maybe we can work something out. I said, it's too late now. And so we saved like $100, $150 on our mortgage payment because we changed our homeowners insurance. So you want to check that out at least every year to make sure you got the best rate for the house that you have, and so that make sure that you're not paying too much.
You might be thinking, oh, well, there's no way that they overvalued my home because I live in this particular state, and this state is always, the housing market is really expensive. So there's no way they overvalued. I understand that, but it's just like with car insurance. Have you ever noticed how no matter if you've had tickets or car wrecks or anything like that, they almost always increase your insurance just a little bit at a time. And so sometimes you might have to change car insurance companies just to get past that, like where they keep increasing, just to get it back down to a normal amount. Well, I think it's the same way with homeowners insurance. If you don't look around and do some checking and see what the homeowners insurance company can do for you, then they may just keep tacking on a little bit more every year just to, continue making their profits. They're not concerned about whether or not you are, that's not their concern. So if you, for the most part, if you want to keep your mortgage down a little bit, one of the ways might be checking on the homeowners insurance once a year to make sure that you're getting the best price available for homeowners insurance.
That's right. And that's it for today's episode of the Our Debt Free Journey podcast. We hope that you've enjoyed the episode and hope that you'll subscribe for more episodes in the future. If you're watching on YouTube, please comment below with any tips that you may have to save money on housing expenses. And if you enjoyed this podcast episode, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, for the Our Debt Free Journey podcast in the long run with Joel and Christy, I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
Don't forget it's the long run. Give yourself a little grace.
Bye.